Loneliness. It's a silent epidemic. It festers in the shadows. Men in particular suffer in silence. They wear a mask of strength, but beneath the surface many are crumbling. The statistics are alarming. Studies show that millions of men feel chronically lonely. They feel disconnected, isolated. The very people who should be their pillars of support often remain oblivious. Why is this happening? Why are so many men struggling to connect? There are many factors at play. Societal expectations, relationship breakdowns, the pressures of modern life, all contribute to this growing crisis. Loneliness is not a sign of weakness. It's a human experience. It's time to break the silence, to understand the root causes, and most importantly, to find ways to combat this epidemic.
The year is 2020, a year that brought unexpected challenges for many. John sits alone in his dimly lit apartment, the weight of the world on his shoulders. Empty pizza boxes litter the coffee table, remnants of meals eaten in solitude. The silence is deafening, a stark contrast to the once lively home. Just a few weeks ago, this apartment was full of life, laughter, and the sounds of a family. Now it's a constant reminder of what he's lost. The echoes of happier times haunt him. John is going through a divorce, a process that has left him feeling shattered and alone. It was a difficult decision, one filled with pain, resentment, and countless sleepless nights. Now he's facing the daunting prospect of rebuilding his life, alone. He misses his children dearly. He misses the companionship of his partner. He misses the feeling of belonging, the sense of being part of a family unit.
Divorce can be a devastating blow to anyone's emotional well-being, leaving scars that take time to heal. For men, it can be particularly isolating, as societal expectations often add to their burden. Society often expects men to man up and move on, to suppress their emotions and not show vulnerability, to be strong and stoic even when their world is falling apart. But beneath the surface, many divorced men are struggling, battling feelings of loneliness and despair. They yearn for the days when their lives felt complete and the future seemed bright. Now they must find a way to move forward, to rebuild and rediscover themselves in a world that feels so different.
Mark scrolls through his social media feed. Smiling faces stare back at him. Perfect lives, exotic vacations, loving relationships. He puts his phone down, feeling a familiar pang of loneliness. Why doesn't his life look like that? Why does he feel so inadequate?
Social media can be a double-edged sword. It can connect us with loved ones across the globe, but it can also fuel feelings of isolation and inadequacy. The curated perfection of social media often masks the messy realities of life. It creates unrealistic expectations, and it can make us feel like we're not enough. Section 4, the Stoic Shackles. From a young age, boys are often taught to suppress their emotions. Don't cry, be a man, toughen up. These messages, while well-intentioned, can have a lasting impact. They teach boys that vulnerability is a weakness, that asking for help is a sign of failure, that expressing their emotions is not acceptable. This stoicism can make it difficult for men to form close, meaningful connections. They may struggle to open up to others, to share their fears and insecurities, to ask for help when they need it most. The result? A generation of men who feel emotionally stunted, disconnected, alone.
The office is abuzz with activity. Phones are ringing, keyboards are clicking, and in the midst of it all, two colleagues, David and Michael, are locked in a silent battle. They're both vying for the same promotion. The pressure is intense. They exchange curt nods and forced smiles, but beneath the surface, there's a palpable tension.
Competition is a natural part of life. But when it's taken to an extreme, it can be incredibly isolating. It can create a culture of fear and distrust. It can make it difficult to form genuine connections. In a world that often pits men against each other, it's no wonder that so many feel alone in their struggles.
The therapist's office is warm and inviting, a sanctuary from the chaos of the outside world. Soft music plays in the background, creating a serene atmosphere that helps to ease the mind. And for the first time in a long time, Liam feels safe enough to let his guard down, to be vulnerable. He's been struggling with loneliness for years, a silent battle that has taken a toll on his well-being. He's tried to ignore it, to push away the feelings that haunt him, to bury himself in his work. hoping that staying busy would make the pain disappear. To pretend that everything is fine, wearing a mask of normalcy to hide his true emotions. But the truth is, he's hurting deeply, and the facade is starting to crack.
Therapy has been a lifeline for Liam, a beacon of hope in his darkest times. It's provided him with a safe space to explore his emotions, to dig deep into his psyche, to understand the root causes of his loneliness, and to confront the issues head-on. And most importantly, to develop healthy coping mechanisms, tools that he can use to navigate his emotional landscape. Liam has also found solace in support groups where he can share his story without fear of judgment. He's met other men who are going through similar experiences, creating a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. Men who understand what it's like to feel alone in a crowded room, and together they are finding a way to heal.
The park is bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun, casting long shadows that stretch across the path. Two figures, a young man named Ethan and an older man named Robert, are deep in conversation, their voices blending with the sounds of nature around them. Robert has been mentoring Ethan for the past year, guiding him through the ups and downs of life. He's been sharing his wisdom, his experiences, and the lessons he's learned over the years. His insights on navigating the challenges of life have been invaluable to Ethan.
Mentorship can be incredibly powerful, offering a lifeline in times of need. It can provide young men with a role model, a confidant, and someone to look up to, a source of guidance and support that can make all the difference.
Ethan has learned so much from Robert, not just about life, but about himself. He's learned the importance of vulnerability, the power of connection, and the strength that comes from being open and honest. The courage to ask for help when he needs it, and the understanding that it's okay to lean on others.
Breaking the silence surrounding male loneliness is crucial, as it can lead to a more connected and supportive community. It's about creating a world where men feel comfortable expressing their emotions without fear of judgment or ridicule, where vulnerability is seen as a strength, not a weakness, and where emotional honesty is celebrated, where connection is valued above all else, fostering a sense of belonging and mutual respect.